You're sitting at home, on the computer, after a long day at school, like you always do. You check the clock on your phone. It's 9 p.m., and your parents are probably asleep upstairs like always. You hear a sharp sound of a TV cutting on, and you know it's your sister watching Doctor Who, or playing on the Wii like she always does every night. You decide to check your Facebook status out of pure habit, and see you have a message on your wall. You begin to read. Your mom and I are so proud of you. You're growing up so fast. We just want to thank you again for watching the house while we stay at the Disneyland resorts with your little sister. Hope you're having fun. You think to yourself, oh yeah, I forgot they were out. You then hear something click. You hear the sound of the television cutting off upstairs and you freeze. Your blood runs cold. You begin to hear the footsteps of someone coming down from the stairs behind you. The silence after the last footstep leaves you choking with your eyes bloodshot. You hold your breath, daring not to even glare to the right of you. All you can do is scream in your head and pray that the silence never breaks. All you do is pray for the silence. In a fire station in California, there is a light bulb that is always on and has never, ever burned out. If you read Numbers 16:41 through 45 from the King James Bible, other versions don't work. In the same room as this light bulb, the light bulb will dim significantly. If you keep reading until Numbers 16:48, the light bulb goes back to its original brightness. The trick is, if you hesitate too long while the lights are dim, you start seeing a weird light show in front of your eyes. It is most similar to what happens when you rub your eyes for a long time while they are closed. If you wait for longer, the light show starts forming patterns, like circles and triangles. And long enough, and the light show starts to form words. The people that have read these words are reluctant to talk about it, but are often obsessed with the year 2112 and are very interested in what countries are producing biological weapons. My friend Lisa and I were going through her family photos recently when we came across this one. Nothing struck me as odd about it at first glance, but Lisa had a look on her face that put me on edge. Her eyes widened, and they started darting around the living room, as if she was listening for something, before fixing them on the TV across from us. Naturally worried by her adverse reaction, I asked her what was the matter. After a few moments, she recomposed herself and said that often as a kid she would apparently just talk to the TV when it was off or on static. Her parents just thought she had an overactive imagination and didn't think anything of it when she said that she had a new best friend to play with. In fact, Lisa herself hadn't given much thought to it at all, until now. I asked her what was the problem. She smirked and gave a nervous laugh and looked back to the television in the room, unable to stop staring at it. It was at that point I took a second glance at the photo and saw what was in the TV. Copods are small crustaceans, rarely over a millimeter in size, and they can be found in almost every body of water, from coral reefs to roadside trenches. In areas with faulty filtration systems, copods can occasionally enter the water supply. While are rarely dangerous, their presence in drinking water is a warning that is smaller, more dangerous organisms could have entered the supply as well. Copods were found once in a middle-class Pennsylvania suburb in 1955. Luckily, no harmful organisms had entered the supply. Samuel Graham, though, accidentally drank several cups of water possibly containing copepods. He was not affected by them, and continued to live a very healthy life. He died at the age of 87 from lung complications. At his wake, many people were surprised to see drool coming out of the corners of his mouth. Swimming in the drool were several small crustaceans. first-degree murder. Someday it will be legal, God willing, but for now, us outlaws have to keep things on the down low. Let me guess. Right now you've got an ex-loved one dead on the ground behind you. It's your wife, isn't it? And you're struggling to keep all that blood on your hands from getting all over the computer keyboard. I bet you thought the hard part was over. Well, think again, buddy, because no matter what your motive for revenge was, wifey was going to call the cops, wasn't she? Now you've got a big, heavy body to dispose of, and guess what? That cumbersome pile of flesh and bones is going to start smelling pretty foul any minute now. You've got to get rid of that body fast, and if you want to get away with your crime so you can enjoy your newfound freedom, then you've also got to be careful. After all, this isn't your Cocker Spaniel's dog poop we're talking about here. You can't just throw it onto the neighbor's lawn and expect the problem to disappear on its own. You need a plan. And to help out, here are some of the best ways to dispose of a dead body. Dump the body in the woods. Our nation's wooded areas are riddled with dead bodies, and why not? Dense forests provide plenty of cover during the actual burial, plus the body is unlikely to be found because very few people go digging random holes in the middle of the forest, unless they're burying a body themselves, in which case you probably won't have to worry about them alerting the authorities. Bury the body at your house. If you're worried about being caught red-handed out there in the real world, use your own property to bury the body. That backyard rose garden is a perfect place to hide a body. Bonus, human bodies make great fertilizer, and those roses are going to look great when spring comes around next year. If you got nosy neighbors, then bury the body in the basement, or in case, behind a bedroom wall. If you choose the latter, be sure to stock up on Febreze. That decomposing body is going to get pretty rank. Roll the body up in a carpet and throw it off a bridge. Got blood all over your tiger skin rug? Kill two birds with one stone and throw the evidence and the deceased off a nearby bridge at the same time. Tip: choose a bridge that's over a body of water. That freeway overpass may look convenient, but when that rug starts blocking up traffic below, someone will eventually look inside of it. Chop the body up into little pieces. Bodies are harder to identify when only partial remains are found. Make the cops work for that positive identification by dumping various parts of the body throughout the nearby city and countryside. Good places to drop body parts include dumpsters, lakes, and the rental return box at Blockbuster. Use acid to dispose of the body. If you've got a few barrels of sulfuric acid lying around, and who doesn't these days, you can get rid of the remains altogether by dissolving it. Be sure to place the body in a container that the acid can't eat through. After neutralizing the acid, ideas for getting rid of the sludgy remains of the body include flushing it down the toilet, pouring it down a storm drain, or baking it into a banana bread and feeding it to your enemies.
The man, oh, he had begged to die. In his searing agony and pain, there was not a cloud in the sky. I told him, tonight it rains. The dog, oh, she was whimpering. The axe had cut her clean in half. Tonight the frogs would not sing. The owls tonight won't hunt the rats. The girl had such pretty blue eyes. It was such a shame to see them go. From the sockets blood she cried. It trickled down her face so slow. The time had come where evening came. This evening as you go to bed. Tonight for sure it would rain. But only if I had your head. I gouged your tongue. You made no sound. Your blood runs sweetly down my face. You might wonder where rain I found. With your blood the rain does make.